Hey y'all, it's Crazy Country Barbecue. I am going to show y'all how I do my briskets. The trimming, I'm going to go ahead and show you that I have just a Packer style brisket, nothing fancy. Went down to Sam's Club, you can see the Maker's Mark. What I'm going to do, how I'm going to trim it, what I'm going to throw away, and all that good stuff. So most guys everybody's got their favorite knife. I use a fillet knife. I don't know why. I just like it. Plus it's got a sharpener. So from what I've learned, there's a lot of bad bacteria in here that you do not want to put in your sink. So everybody that is cutting them open and dropping them in your sink, that's actually bad. We're gonna go ahead and slice her open, and she's still cold, so I just pulled her out. She's more pliable when she's cold. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to open her up, and then we'll go over the seasoning. I did get some new Pit Boss seasonings to go with my new Lockhart. We will show you that too. This session is called Trim. Okay, so I'm just going to let her drip off, because that is gross. I mean, it's just extra stuff that we do not need. Alright, I take some paper towels and I get all that yucky off, okay? As much as I can. Up underneath. Now, if you're cutting board slides, I went down to the restaurant store, just got me a cutting board. Use what you got. Don't try to do anything fancy. Okay. There's many ways that you can trim your brisket. There's many ways that you can do your brisket. Everybody has their own technique. I'm just showing you how to do mine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the decal fat off, which I'm going to show you. Is this big old chunk right here. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to trim up the sides, make it aerodynamic, which the aerodynamic brisket came from Franklin's Barbecue. Franklin is the one that came out with the airflow and the aerodynamics of your brisket. Makes it cook better. We all disagree. Barbecue is like politics. Silver skin, we are going to get that all taken off. Harry So, he's on Facebook. You can follow his page. I'll put a link below. Him and his guys remove the silver skin, because if you don't remove the silver skin, you're not getting any rub on the meat, and you're just wasting your rub. So that does hold true, and nobody wants to eat chewy. Okay, so let's start. Let's put this bad boy over. Let's start with this side. See this side? This is where they just sliced it off. Okay, we're not gonna eat any of that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I usually make a good little indentation right there. All right, and then I just take my knife and I score it down. All right, so once I get it scored down, I kind of fold it over with my fingers, and then I fold. Okay, it's a work in progress. I save that because I make sausage and do my own hamburger meat at the house. But you see, you flat and you point, you see how thick it is. Okay, now this decal muscle, depending on how you're going to do, you're never going to eat this. My dad would. I remember growing up, my dad was like, oh, that's the best part. That is not. That is disgusting. It's hard. You're pretty much going to sit here and cut this huge piece off. Now, you may knock a little bit of brisket here and there, but that's just extra fat, okay? That piece I'm going to chunk. Now, she's still kind of hard. What we're going to do is we're going to trim her out. Pulling it back, you'll hear it rip and tear. All we're going to do is we're going to get her to where she's not got so much, okay? We don't want to take off too much, but we don't want to take off too little. So right there, that's a pretty good seam. Now, you see this little extra, that's going to burn, okay? So what we're going to do is we'll trim that up. All right, guys. So kind of try to square it up as much as you can. And I'll keep them, like I said, I keep that for doing hamburger meat around the house and stuff like that. All these good little pieces, not the bads. All right, so you take a little bit here and there. That's the bad. Okay, so on your silver skin, you'll see it. It's on the front side of your brisket, all that grayish looking stuff. If you take your hand and put it up underneath, you can nicely go over it. Okay. I'm gonna sit here and meticulously get all this stuff. So I'm not gonna bore you with getting all the silver skin, but you really do need to get that silver skin off. They do make different tools, different techniques. Everybody's got their own. I do mine like this. Okay, I am wearing gloves. You do see that. Just nitro gloves. Picked up at the store. The barbecue gloves, you can spend the money for it. You don't have to spend the money for it. It's up to you. I just bought some regular nitro cooking gloves from my restaurant store. That's all I did. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and get as much of this nasty off as I can. Okay, this stuff I will not save. That is not good for hamburger. All right. Trim that up a little bit. Oh, that's silver skin. I keep wanting to throw it in my pile. Usually I'll throw it through the grinder and make some hamburger meat for the nights and some brisket burgers here and there. All I'm gonna do is just go over, slowly getting that silver skin. So once you get it to where you like it, it's up to you, however you like it. All right, so now we're gonna take the front. We're gonna square it up. Okay, and then on my end, you'll see that I got like a little flap. I'm not gonna cook that because it's gonna burn. So once you lay this out, you kind of rub it down. You'll see that it's there. You kind of turn your corner, make it a little bit more aerodynamic there. All right, so we're gonna come up to the top. I'm gonna show you. Got a nice, ugly looking piece here. I'm just gonna barely trim this because this is what's gonna hold my point and my flat together. So I'm gonna trim a little bit off. Just a little bit, not too much, but most of this yucky stuff I wanna get rid of. Like that. Ooh, that is gross. So we're just gonna trim a little bit here and there. I ain't too worried about how it's gonna look because I'm gonna go season it. It's gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna look it over. Okay, let's see how this looks terrible. Like a little bump. You're gonna even all that out. That little bit of fat right there. We're gonna come in. We're gonna clean that up. I don't want to take too much of it because that's where the good burn ends and all that nice tender meat come from. Okay, now sometimes you'll get one that's all crooked and oblonged and everything. You don't want that. You want it to be as good and round as you can, aerodynamic. That way when it goes on your grill, you heard that? That's more like decal fat. You hear it popping. All right, so now I got a lot of that decal out. Looks a lot better. Okay, so I'm not gonna trim too much on here because I don't want it to collapse. That piece I can cut out when I go to trim and slice it up for everybody. So then we're gonna flip it over. On the back side, on average, you wanna go 1/4 inch. So find you a good spot. Get your brisket nice and flat. Look it over. Okay, see how this pull up? You can take it with your hand. Just nicely pull it up. A lot of people don't trim it. I do because you don't need that much fat. You really don't. Okay. So right here, we're just gonna find that. You want it to get it to right to about the spot of no return. And you'll feel it. It's pulling up. Okay, you can feel it. It's going to get kind of marshmallowy. Okay, so yeah, you see how it's a little billowy there. You want it to where this stuff is nice and smooth. You want it to be able to be good and pleasant. Okay. So like I said, we're just going to trim it up and make it nice and beautiful. That right there, a lot of guys will cut that little piece off. You're really not going to do much with that. I'll leave it on, you know, because every brisket's going to have difference. Every cow is different. Every cut is different. Every place that you buy it from is different. You can go down to Walmart. You can go down to Sam's Club. I'm not going to cut too much off of that side because that ain't got very much fat. I'm going to trim a little bit off here. Okay, pull a little bit off up here. Okay, so you can kind of run your hand over it and you'll feel it where it's nice and kind of smooth. You may have a couple more spots that you want to kind of hit, like right here. Well, that piece is not going to do me any good, so I'm just going to trim her down, knock some of that stuff off. And then I'm going to lay it just like it is. I'm going to go over it. Just see where I need to kind of trim it up, guys. We're just going to trim it up just a little bit here and there. Just going to trim it up, boy. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to trim her up, right? All right, so there's a lot of different people that like to do different stuff. Like I said, make it your own. That's the fun thing about barbecue. I am not Aaron Franklin. I am not this person, I am not that person. I am crazy country, okay? I do my brisket my way. I've seen guys do briskets with chili powder, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever. Whatever works for you and your people, you do that, because I'm not going to tell you what's better. I'm going to suggest stuff. I'm not going to tell you that this is how you're going to do it. No, you have fun with it. That's the good thing about barbecue, because you want to ruin it. Because the more you mess up, the better you're going to have at making great barbecue. When you make that great barbecue, you'll have that pride and that effort for it. Okay, so we're not going to do a schmear or anything. This thing feels really good. She's nice and aerodynamic. Got a little bit right here that I would probably trim up. Yeah, a little liposuction right there. Ooh. Take a little bit out of it. A little snicker y'all heard in the background. That was my wife. She's laughing at my corny jokes. She said my jokes are so corny I should be from Nebraska. I don't understand that joke, but I guess I get it. Corn, Nebraska. So, I mean, to each their own. So, we're going to flip it back over. You see that silver skin, it's all gone. You may have like a little straggler here and there, but that's fine. That'll cook in. We got some burn ends. We got our good point. We got our good flat. Okay, guys, so after we do that, I'm going to show you. I got two different types of rib. Not rib. I'm not working on ribs. Why did I say ribs? I meant brisket. All right, so Pit Boss. I've got the Lone Star brisket, okay? This is not mine. This is theirs. It's Lone Star brisket. And it has salt, spices, garlic, paprika, brown sugar, dried, okay? And then I've got a prime and brisket rub, which is a bigger container. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this. We're going to try this out. So we're going to go ahead and season it up. If I can get this off, I may have to call in some assistance. So give me just a moment here. Ooh. Oh, we got her. So boogity, boogity, boogity. we got her. I'll pull all my paper off, throw it away. Okay, so main thing a lot of people don't understand is you can over season meat. Okay, this is going to be on for 12 to 14 hours. You over season it, and boy, oh boy, are you in some trouble. Okay, so I'm going to get my pan that I'm going to keep it in right here. Hotel pan or a large aluminum pan, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. Okay. You got two sides. You got the big wide open. I would not recommend. If your small size doesn't work, then go to the big. All you're going to do, and you see how it's barely coming out. I'm going to come over. You see how I'm just going back and forth like a typewriter. I don't like the way that's coming out. I am going to just adjust my wrist and go over it. Okay. Nice and slow, guys. You're going to want to season the back. Okay. So we're going to have fun. Dun, dun, dun. And let me reiterate, just because it's a rub doesn't mean you're going to go down and give it the old Korean style. No, you got pat it in. Okay, just like a baby's butt. So put that powder on her and pat her in. Okay, so if you see some spots you want to add a little bit more, try it. That's what we're going to do. I see some spots. We're going to pat it in. Okay. Now, you see the sides. All I'm going to do is kind of hit what little bit I got. All right, so you see this side ain't been seasoned. I'm going to flip this over with one hand or two. If you got a smear, it's better to keep it with one. But we're going to go ahead and season up, okay? So, I got plenty of bottles of this rub, so I can be a little bit more generous than I would with an expensive rub. But you can make your own. You can do some salt, pepper. You can do some salt, pepper, and garlic. Salt, pepper, and paprika. Whatever you like. There's hints out there of people using crushed celery seed, rubbing it down with mustard. I have not done it with the beef liquid. They've got like a concentrated liquid broth style. It's very cool looking. I have not tried that as a schmear. It's supposed to give it more of a beefy flavor. I will try it. We will cook it. I will show y'all how I do my hot and fast and everything. Okay, so you guys still see that I got the side. It all needs to be seasoned. All I'm gonna do is turn this bad boy on the side and kind of roll it over. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. Get it on the top. Anywhere you see meat, you're gonna want to season her up, okay? Anything left open. Use your hand as a guide. Now I will be putting this back in the ice box, letting it sit for a little bit before I put it on the grill. Then I will pull it out of the ice box letting it sit for a little bit. And come back up to room temperature. I do not want it to go on a hot grill. Okay, so most people, when they do it, they'll flip it. And they'll say, oh, my seasoning came off. Okay, you can give it a light dusting, go back over it if you want that thick, heavy crust like I'm doing now. All I'm gonna do is just cover up some of the spots that I missed, okay? I'm just gonna lay it in my pan, and that's it, okay? We will come back to you with the cook. I'll show you exactly what I did, the spritzing, all that stuff, and how I cooked it, okay, guys? So stay tuned, enjoy, and have fun.